the last chapter. This is the last chapter. It's called as conclusion. Everything is concluded in this chapter. The way the Bhagavad Gita is written, first 6 chapters talk about Karma Yoga, how you can attain Lord Krishna by doing your karma in a mood of detachment. And then from 7th chapter to 12th chapter is Bhakti Yoga, that how can you achieve Lord Krishna by doing devotional service. And then from 13th to 18th chapter, it is Sankhya Yoga, or it's like a Sankhya Yoga. It's analytical studies. You know, how can you analyze Lord, just like in a scientific way. We go to school, we analyze a thing, we have theorems, we have a lot of corollary, we make a lot of assumptions. So that is in the from 13th to 18th. But in the 18th chapter, the last few shlokas, Lord Krishna has just shoot the bullets, you know, the dot to the, जैसे बोलते हैं ना एकदम तीर निशाने में मारा है कि भैया यही आखिरी. So Srila Prabhupada has mentioned in his lectures a lot of times that if someone understands these 2 shlokas properly, means properly, 1865, which we are going to do today, and 1866, if someone understands these shlokas in true essence, तत्व से जो समझेंगे, उसमें उन्होंने पूरी भागवत गीता को अच्छे से समझ लिया. तो अगर आपने सबने निकाल लिया है, you know, everyone has 1865 on their mobile, vedabase.io, 1865 Bhagavad Gita. Everyone has this on their phones? Okay, great. Man mana bhavamad bhakto, hai na? That's a shloka you can all see on your, perfect. So we'll start with 1865. It goes with this. Man, आप जो मेरे साथ repeat कीजिए. Man, जोर से. Man, mana, bhava, mad bhakto, mad yaji, mam, namaskuru, mam, evashyasi, satyam, te, प्रतिजाने प्रियोसी में मन मना भव मद भक्तो मद याजी माम नमस्कुरु माम एवश्यसि सत्यम ते प्रतिजाने प्रियोसी में मन मना भव मद भक्तो मद याजी माम नमस्कुरु माम एवश्यसि सत्यम ते प्रतिजाने प्रियोसी में. अब हम इसका एक एक वर्ड का, we'll see word by word meaning and then we will read the whole shloka together. Man mana, thinking of me. Bhava, just become. Mad bhakta, my devotee. Mad yaji, my worshipper. Mam, onto me. Namaskuru, offer your obeisances. Mam, onto me. Eva, evashyasi, certainly you will come. Satyam, truly. Te, to you. Pratijane, I promise. Bhagavan Shri Krishna is promising us. I promise. Priya, dear. Asi, you are. Me, to me. So, we'll read the whole shloka together now. Man mana bhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vashyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Man mana bhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru मामे वश्यसि सत्यम ते प्रतिजाने प्रियोसी में. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Purport. The most confidential part of knowledge is that one should become a pure devotee of Krishna and always think of him and act for him. One should not become an official meditator. Life should be so molded that one will always have the chance to think of Krishna. One should always act in such a way that all his daily activities are in connection with Krishna. He should arrange his life in such a way that throughout the 24 hours he cannot but think of Krishna. And the Lord's promise is that anyone who is in such pure Krishna consciousness will certainly return to the abode of Krishna, where he will be engaged in the association of Krishna face to face. This most confidential part of knowledge is spoken by Arjuna because he is the dear friend of Krishna. Everyone who follows the path of Arjuna can become a dear friend to Krishna and obtain the same perfection as Arjuna. These words stress that one should concentrate his mind upon Krishna, the very form with two hands carrying a flute. The form which we see here on the altar. The bluish boy with a beautiful face and peacock feathers in his hair. There are descriptions of Krishna found in Brahma Samhita and other literature. One should fix his mind on his original form of Godhead, Krishna. One should not even divert his attention to other forms of Lord. The Lord has multi-forms as Vishnu, Narayan, Rama, Varaha, etc. But a devotee should concentrate his mind on the form that was present before Arjuna, on the battlefield, of course. Concentration of the mind on the form of Krishna constitutes the most confidential part of knowledge. And this is disclosed to Arjuna because Arjuna is the most dear friend of Krishna. So, in this shloka, Lord Krishna has made it very simple for us. Very simple. What he's saying that if you want to come to me, there are four things you need to do. And after that, he's promising. Where in the world have you seen anyone, when you take a flight to India, like most of people go to India or any other place to America, does the airline say that we promise you, we guarantee you that this aircraft will not crash? Do they do that? Do they write it? It may, like everything is okay, they will follow all the rules, but they will never promise that plane will not crash. When you take a bus, is there anything written on a bus that there will be no accident today? But Krishna is promising, the Lord of the whole, like 3 worlds, is telling us that you have to follow these 4 things. If you follow these 4 things, I promise you that you will come to me. Very simple. There's no complications. And then he is further going that I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. So he has become a friend of Krishna. So if we do all these 4 things, we will become friend of Krishna and we will also meet Krishna face to face. Who wants to meet Krishna face to face here? Of course, we all want. But there are some austerities. There are things which Lord Krishna is telling us to do, which we will dwell on right now. Very important shloka. And why it is very important? All the shlokas are important. All these 700 shlokas are personal love letters by Krishna to us. Personal love letters. Just like a lover writes to a girlfriend, right? And girlfriend writes to a lover. How many times boyfriend will see that letter? Oh, wow, wow. These are personal letters by Krishna sent to us. So, and why I'm saying it is most important, especially 65 and 66, that's the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Like, सब कुछ समझ में आ गया, नहीं आया, चलो यार कोई बात नहीं, ये बस कर लो, बस बाकी सब ठीक हो जाएगा, है ना? इतना कुछ समझने से, I know that there's a lot of things you have to do, Karam Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Sankhya Yoga. Forget about everything, just do these 4 things. And what are these 4 things? We'll go We'll go one by one. So, Lord Krishna starts with, always think of me. Okay, please remember these 4 things very, very carefully. 4 things, huh? Always think of me. So, how do we think? Can anyone tell me? How do we think? Because before we think, we have to see from which, by what we think. How do we all think about anything? By our mind, right? Mind is one of the 6th sense. We have 5 senses, and then the 6th sense is called as mind. And why mind is important? Because this mind has the capacity and capability to control 5 senses if they are going here and there. It is there to correct these 5 senses. No, you are doing these, like this is not good, this is good. So it's making those decisions every time. You know, whenever we go out, we make a lot of decisions every day, hundreds of decisions. So this mind is helping us. So always think of me. So mind. But if we are thinking with mind, we have to understand what mind is actually. If we don't know what mind is, how will we know how we'll think about Krishna? So to understand mind, we have to think like this. The nature of mind is flickery. Mind is defined as an entity which is always constantly in turmoil. Not even for 1 second mind can stay still. That's the nature of mind. And it is so much so that even you may think that when we are in a awake state right now, the mind is working. But when we sleep, it does not. Is it true? Even when we are sleeping, the mind is still working. Constantly. It never stops. And how do we know that? When we are dreaming, we dream, right? We dream through our mind. So mind is the entity which is telling us how to dream and what to dream. Now that's our subconscious mind. Now to engage the mind in the service of Krishna, you have to always think about Krishna. And how you do that? You do that by simple, practical way. Just like before exam, right? Mind can be your best friend and mind can be your biggest enemy. Mind can elevate you to the higher planets, or to Swargalok, to Brahmalok, even to Vaikuntha Lok, and last but not the least, Krishna's Lok, which is Golokadam. But it can also degrade you. And how it can degrade you? Just like you have a destination, you have a goal. Suppose I have to go from here to Oakville. And when I'm driving, I know that I have to go to Oakville. And I have to reach there by 6 p.m. If I put on my GPS, and my GPS is taking me to Oakville, but all of a sudden I take a exit by accident. So what happens? Then I am going in a different direction. It will take me more time. So similarly, when we are doing our actions, everyday actions, we have to use our mind and ask the mind, is this action going to take me to Lord Krishna, closer to Lord Krishna? Is it? If it is not, then I have to not do it. I have to see that every day I'm chanting, I'm doing all the things which are required to go to Krishna. So mind can be your friend, mind can be your enemy. It is based on how you use it. Second thing what Lord Krishna is telling us is, become my devotee. It's so simple, right? We all are devotees here. We are? No, we are trying to become devotee. We are trying to become devotee. We all are, to become a pure devotee, it requires a lot of austerities. It requires a lot of sadhana. But we have taken the step, which is most important. That's more important. So how we will become devotee? We will become devotee when we listen to what Krishna is telling us to do. And what Krishna is telling us through Bhagavad Gita and through other Shastras is to listen to Sadhu, Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So these 3 things are important. How can we become devotee of Lord Krishna? By these 3 things. Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So these 3 things are important. How can we become devotee of Lord Krishna? By these 3 things. By Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Guru means a spiritual master. We have to seek out to a person who is self-realized. We have to understand who that Guru is. And what's the qualification of a Guru? A Guru should have his own Guru, and his Guru should have his own Guru, so on. A Guru cannot just sprout from somewhere. Guru should be part of a disciplic succession. That's very important, number one. Second is, Guru should be talking about who God is. He should not be talking about that I am God. He should be diverting us towards the God, not towards Him. So that's the first indication you will know. And then in Bhagavad Gita, what Lord Krishna says, Upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. So you have to approach that Guru because he has seen the darshan. Upadekshanti te jnanam, you have to seek knowledge from him because jnaninas tattva darshanaha. He has understood the truth from tattva. Tattva se unhone samjha hai. Upar se nahi. He has deep knowledge. Just like our Srila Prabhupada. When he used to, when he went from India to US, he just had 40 rupees in his pocket, and with and some Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. So he faced a lot of challenges in his first few months. But then all of a sudden he just said that, Krishna, I don't know why you have brought me here, but I will dance as you say, I will sing as you say. So that's what he did. He went to Tompkins Square Park and started chanting. And all of a sudden it became a movement. People started connecting with this mantra. So that's what I'm saying, that a pure devotee, a Guru has to be there. Then the second thing is Guru, Sadhu. So Sadhu means you cannot just, if someone has to become a doctor or someone has to become an engineer, what does the parent say? What does the parent say? Go and mingle out with those people who want to become an engineer, who want to become a doctor. Why? Because then he will be in tune, in sync with those people and understand what is required to become a doctor. Similarly, if you have to become a devotee of Lord Krishna and Radharani, you have to come to these sanghas. You cannot just sit somewhere and say that, okay, I will read Bhagavad Gita and I will become a devotee. You cannot do that. You have to come in a devotee circle. You have to become take a guru. You got to have a sadhu sangha. And last but not the least, shastras. And shastra means Bhagavad Gita, which we are studying right now, Bhagavatam, Puranas, Upanishads. So we have to study all these things. It takes time. It takes efforts. It's not like simple, like in one day you will get to know everything. So Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. So that's how you will become a devotee. Okay? Second. Third is worship me. Now you will say worship. तो मैं करता ही हूँ घर में पूजा तो अगरबत्ती जलाता हूँ वो सब है. Is that worship? That is part of worship. That is one small part of worship. But that is not the only way you worship. When you say worship, it means that you are fully surrendered. You are fully dependent on Krishna. You have no doubt, not even a small percentage of doubt. Just like when Draupadi, when Draupadi, Dushasana, I don't know if all of you know about that. When Dushasana was pulling the sari of Draupadi. Until Draupadi was holding the sari, Krishna didn't come. It means that she was thinking that she can control Dushasana. Dushasana had a power of 10 elephants in his hand. How can you control that? So he kept going and going, and all of a sudden when she did like Govinda, Govinda, that's when she completely surrendered that I am nothing, please help me. There was Bhishma Pitamaha, there were 5 Pandavas. There were one Pandav was equivalent to like Mahabhava. Mahabhava means lakhs of forces, like they have so much power. They were not like ordinary, these Pandavas were not ordinary warriors. They were very, very strong warriors. So they were not able to protect their own wife. So in that scenario, who came? Krishna came, and he supplied unlimited supply of sari. Dushasan kept pulling, and he was like, ah, my goodness, what's going on here? So that's what I'm saying. You know, this third part is worship me. So when you say worship, it means complete surrender. And worship also means practical service. How? How I'll explain you. A mother, right? A mother. Let's take an example of a mother, because a relationship of a mother and a child gives a little bit glimpse, tip of iceberg of what a devotion should be. So imagine that a child, a baby, has done all the potty, and you know he's all bad. Now mother will keep singing songs, you know, nice songs and everything, but she will not clean that. She will say, no, I will not clean that. Will that work? Why? Because there's no service. It has to reciprocate with something. You cannot just say, I worship Krishna and that's it. I know Krishna is the supreme, that's it. वो तो वही होगा ना करना, जो माँ कर रही है. तुम मेरे बेटे हो, जो भी करना है करो, मैं आऊँगी नहीं कुछ help करने. Will that work? Will that reciprocate? So if you want Krishna to reciprocate to you, then you need to do some practical service. And practical service can be as simple as cleaning the floor of the temple. As simple as asking, Mataji outside that, is there anything where I can help? Is there something I can lift or pick something? Do you need any help in the kitchen? All these things are practical seva, right? Like I'm from ISKCON Milton, so I serve in that temple. So we have Sunday service. So everyone has a defined service what they are supposed to do. So that is a practical service, practical way of serving. What else? How else you can worship? By not eating. This is a very important rule. Please promise me, all of you. This is a very, very important rule. Whenever you are eating at home, don't just cook and eat. Always offer to Krishna prasadam. That's what you do. You always eat the sanctified food. That is also way to worship. So that's a practical way. How you are offering the Lord fruits, vegetables, rice, whatever you have cooked for yourself. I know that it's for you, for your kids. But you also have to first see that, have you offered this to Lord before taking it? You cannot partake any food, because then it becomes, as per Bhagavad Gita, not I am telling you. As per Bhagavad Gita, you are eating sin. Paap kha rahe ho. Very simple. Bhagavad Gita is saying you are eating sin. If you are eating anything without offering Lord, you are eating sin. Too harsh to be true, but it is true, because Lord Krishna has told us that, and He has not make it complicated. मेरे लिए ये बनाओ, मेरे लिए वो बनाओ. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Patram, green vegetables everyone can cook. Pushpam, offer the flowers. Patram pushpam phalam, fruits, seasonal fruits. Toyam means water. And when you're offering that, just put one tulsi leaf as an offering, because Lord Krishna always takes the offering when there's a tulsi leaf in it. So very simple. Now after that, you take it and mix it in the main bowl. Then it becomes a sanctified food. The whole family can eat. So you are still doing the same thing, but the thought has to change, that it's not for me. Because if you are saying that this is for me, then you are a bhokta. Bhokta, right? Just like a husband, if he sees his wife from a perspective that I have to enjoy, no, that's a wrong thing. My wife is Krishna's, not mine. I'm here just to take care of her. Similarly, wife will say that my husband I have to take care of because he's Krishna's. So if this is the mentality, then there will be no fights, right? But it happens when everybody is trying to satisfy themselves. My. When Krishna is not in the center, problem happens. So, I'll again repeat, always think of me. We talked about mind, right? We have to control the mind. Mind is very, very restless. The only way you can control, Srila Prabhupada, by the way, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj ji, he used to tell Srila Prabhupada, whenever you get up in the morning, beat your mind 100 times with shoes. And when you sleep, get a broom, beat your mind 100 times with a broom again. Never ever listen to your mind. Mind will take you to such a degraded situation you won't even think of. Because this is the mind only who makes a person do all the crime. Do you think the people who are doing the crimes, they were born criminals? No. It all happens in the mind when you keep contemplating, and then the actual act happens. So, it's very important that we control our mind. Okay? So, always think of me, become my devotee. How do we become the devotee? Can anyone? Anyone? Perfect. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. You have to find a guru, reach out to him in a submissive way. Upadekshanti te jnanam, jnaninas tattva darshana. You don't have to approach a guru with some attitude. You have to, first of all, you have to find a proper guru. Once you connect, then you have to surrender. Guru, Sadhu. Sadhu means Sadhu Sangha. You have to remain in the association of devotees. And Shastra. So Shastra means it will give you all the knowledge. Become a devotee. Worship me. So how do we worship? By doing practical service. Practical, meaningful service. Not just thinking that Krishna, you are the supreme. That's it. No. We have to do some service so that God, Lord can reciprocate. So we talked about offering prasadam is one of the practical way where we can connect with God. Now you are offering God. So now you will think, when you are cooking, you will think about Krishna. Will Krishna like this? No, too much of. Now you'll start connecting with, start having a meaningful relationship with Krishna. Some may have Vatsalya, some may have Madhuri Bhav, some may have Sakhya Bhav. Everyone has have their own Bhav. And offer your homage unto me. So homage unto means obeisances. So when you are in temple, just don't do this and leave. Come here, do all the Prabhus do your dandvat, proper surrender, right? And Mataji, you do your panchang. That way you are telling Lord Krishna that I am fully surrendered onto you. And what's the time? Okay, we have 20 minutes. So in the last paragraph, if you notice that it is mentioned here that we should concentrate on Krishna's form carrying a flute. Carrying a flute with two hands, the bluish boy and beautiful face and peacock feather in his hair. So why we should do that? We should do that because we belong to Brahma Gaudiya Sampradaya. So our ISKCON, we are from Brahma Gaudiya Sampradaya, and in Brahma Samhita, it is mentioned, Venum Kvanantam Aravinda Dalaya Taksham Bharhavatam Samasetam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpa Kotika Maniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Lord Brahma is giving his prayers to Lord Krishna. He's saying, I worship you who has the bluish complexion, who holds the peacock feather, and who holds the flute in his hand. And then he goes on, Kandarpa Kotika Maniya Vishesha Sho. Who's a beautiful girl right now on this planet Earth? Do you know the name of of that girl? Is there any actress? I don't see all these things. Let's say name that actress as X. Let's say that actress X, right? Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya. Kandarp, it means Cupids. Cupid means Kamdev. It's saying millions of Kamdev, Cupid. They are falling on your just by looking at the tip of your toenail. Just looking at the tip of the toenail of Krishna, they are falling. And these Cupids are defined that there is no one beautiful. There might be, if you know anyone who's beautiful here, millions and millions of time, multiply that, it is equivalent to one Cupid. And millions of million Cupid in millions of million universes, they are falling. बेहोश हो रहे हो कृष्णा के नाखून को देख के, नाखून के टिप को देख के. So you can imagine how beautiful Krishna is. You cannot define that. But you can understand and you can realize it by a tool. A tool is, the most important tool is chanting. Naam Jap. So why Naam Jap is important? Because it is all mentioned in our Shastras. The only way, not one of the way. The only way. I will stress on this point. Because our Shastra says, Harer Naam, Harer Naam, Harer Naam eva kevalam. Kalo nashti, eva nashti, eva nashti, eva gatir anyatha. Means in this age of Kali Yuga, which is age of quarrel, right? Hypocrisy. This is Kali Yuga, right? When people say something, they do something else, right? In this age of hypocrisy, there is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way but to take the name of Lord Hari. And what is that? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we have to make sure that we follow what our Shastra says. Our Shastra says, Naam Jap is the only way you can reach God. You cannot, we have seen in India, there are a lot of, especially in Rishikesh, I don't know what they do. I went there once, I was kind of boggled what they do. They are charging people like $20,000, $30,000, making them sit there for 1 week, and they tell them to look at a wall and a dot on the wall for 1 week. What's going on? अपने mind को केंद्रित करो. Even if you are closing the eyes, can you control your mind? No one can control the mind. If someone can control the mind, Arjuna is himself saying that, Krishna, it is easy for me, it is easy to control the wind. I can control the wind, no problem. ऐसे कर दूंगा. But to control the mind, it is out of my bounds. I cannot do it. So a warrior, a great warrior like Arjuna is saying that. And he is not a normal warrior. He is a warrior who, on planet Earth, he is meeting Lord Shiva face to face and talking to him like you and I are talking. He is talking to Lord Shiva, and he is going to his father in heaven, Indralok, to meet his father, because Indra is his father, right? Arjuna's father. So he is going to heaven, just like anyone goes from India to US, flight ticket, वापस आ गए. So Arjuna is like that entity. A person like that, can any one of you go to heaven right now within 10 minutes? Imagine that. So Arjuna is an entity who can travel like that. So a person like that is saying that I cannot control my mind. I can control wind. So now you can imagine the people in India are telling people to look at the wall for 1 week on a dot and control the mind. And they are charging them 30,000, 40,000 rupees for that. Making them fools. I'm not saying that's bad. Maybe for that sadhaka, that is what he connects to, which is okay. I don't want to do that. But that's not the right way. As per Shastras, that's not the right way, because Krishna is himself saying that Krishna is saying definitely what you are saying is true. Now the beauty of the situation is Krishna is saying, yes, what you are saying is true. You cannot control the mind. You are true. But abhyasena kauntaya. By constant practice, you can do it. And how you can do it? Constant practice means by chanting on Lord Krishna's name, name, form, Hindi में बोलूँगा मैं इसको, नाम, रूप, गुण, लीला. So these 4 things if you do, naam, roop, gun, leela. And how you do it? By studying the Bhagavatam. So in Bhagavad Gita there's a shlok where Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna how you can understand my naam, roop, gun, leela. Yes? जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम एवं यो वेति तत्वतः त्यक्त्वा देहम पुनर्जन्म नेति मामिति सो अर्जुन. जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम एवं यो वेति तत्वतः त्यक्त्वा देहम पुनर्जन्म. पुनर्जन्म नहीं होगा. You will not take a rebirth. त्यक्त्वा देहम पुनर्जन्म नेति मामिति सो अर्जुन. That's what I'm telling you. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, if you meditate on my birth, disappearance, there's no death of Lord, right? There's disappearance. Just like sun comes in the morning and disappears in the evening, just like same like Krishna comes and disappears. So Lord Krishna is saying, one who meditates upon my birth and disappearance will never ever take birth. And वो कहाँ मिलेगा आपको? Where will you find that? In which shastra you will find janma and karma of Krishna? Not in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue between Arjuna and Krishna. But in which shastra you will find the janma and karma of Krishna? Anyone knows? Bhagavatam. Hari Bol. So Bhagavatam, it has 12 cantos, which starts from Ved Vyas explaining that who the actual ultimate absolute Lord is, and then eventually he starts explaining about Janam and Karam. So when you contemplate on Janam and Karam, when you are chanting the name of holy name of Lord Krishna attentively, first you will not be able to do it attentively because, as I told you, mind. You don't think that you can control mind. All you have to do is divert the mind attention. You cannot control. Don't try to control. Just let it loose towards Krishna. Loose towards Krishna. The moment it starts getting deviated here and there, one of the Prabhus, in my temple, there was, he was saying that, a lot of people get diverted. They already have a car. They already have a nice car. But then they see someone buying a new car. They start looking at that car. It means that your mind is always restless. You have something, you are not appreciating that, and you want to buy a new car, you want to buy a new phone, you want to buy everything new. So it is restless. So the only way to tell mind is beat the mind 100 times with shoes in the morning and beat the mind with broom at night 100 times before sleeping. That's the only way you can control your mind. Because mind will take you to the most abominable places. You can't even imagine. And at the last, I will just touch on Shloka 66, not fully, but so what will happen if you do all these things? 4 things. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me and offer your homage unto me. You will come to me without fail. I promise you, vachan deta hu. I promise you because you are my very dear friend. So does it mean that we are not the friend of, we are not Krishna's friend, only Arjuna is Krishna's friend? What does it mean that? No. It means that if you are following these, if you are doing all these 4 things, then you will also become Krishna's friend, just like Arjuna. How you will connect, that is between you and Krishna, but you have to take the first step, and the first step is chanting. If you don't chant, start with 1 round of mala. If you are already doing 1 or 2 malas, increase that gradually. And the best way, based on my Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada and all the senior Vaishnavas and devotees, they say that the best time is Brahm Muhurat. If you can get up 1 hour before sunrise and do that, chanting in that 1 hour before, well, it's actually 1.5 hours, 90 minutes. So if you can do your chanting in that, that's the best time. But as a sadhaka, as a beginner, you can do your 3 or 4 malas, in morning. So that's a practical way where you can, that's how you can connect. And at the end, in shloka number 66, what will happen? You will reach to me. But some people may have doubts. Some people may think, no, I don't think. Even if I do all those 4, I won't be able to reach. Some people may have doubt, because it's such an exalted thing to meet Krishna face to face. That doubt also Krishna has clarified in the next shloka. So in the first shloka, do 4 things, you will come to me. But some people will have doubt, no, I cannot do that. I'm sorry, even after I do that, I may not be able to see Krishna face to face. Why? Because I have done a lot of sins. पाप किए हैं, बहुत सारे पाप किए हैं, बहुत पाप किए हैं. Done lot of sins. You can't even think of those sins. Imagine that. What is Krishna telling in the next shloka? Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraj aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshasi ma sucha. ठीक है, डाउट ये भी क्लियर कर दिया. Some people may have a doubt. I have done lot of sins. You can't even think of. ब्रह्म हत्या तो नहीं की होगी ना किसी ने यहाँ पर, गो हत्या तो नहीं की होगी, ये पाप भी माफ कर देंगे. ये पाप तो तुलसी महारानी ही माफ कर देंगी. तो वो भगवान श्री कृष्ण is saying सर्व धर्मान परित्यज्य माम एकम शरणम व्रज अहम त्वम सर्व पापेभ्यो मोक्षसी मा शुचा. It means abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Do not fear. Daro mat. I will wash off all your sins. Kitne bhi paap kiye ho, doesn't matter. So, with this attitude, with this clarity of mind, if we chant and we have firm faith that Lord Krishna will protect me, and you have to move forward, right? Not backwards. So the forward movement is towards Krishna. So always say that if I'm doing 1 mala, I have to increase it to 3. If I'm doing 3, I have to increase it to 10. But Naam Jap is the main important thing. Chanting is the most important thing. I will say 90 to 95% part of the devotion is chanting. Rest all is your practical seva, worship in temple, all that. 95% is, to me personally, it's not mentioned anywhere, but I feel personally that Naam Jap, chanting is the most important thing. If you can control, if you can attentively chant, and how do you do that? When you are chanting, first of all, when your mind starts getting diverted here or there, bring it back to the mantra, to the Harinam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare. It against, oh, I have to go to school. Oh, I have to pick up kids. Oh, I have to talk to my boss. Again, bring it back. Again, abhyas. It may take 1 year, it may take 2 years, it may take 10 years. Let it be. But don't stop, because chanting is the only way and only way. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming and listening to me. I hope you got some meaningful tips from me. If anyone has any question, I'm okay to take 1 or 2 questions. It's all coming from Srila Prabhupada. It's all coming from Guru Maharaj. It's all coming from senior acharyas. That's why sadhu sangha. So when you are in a devotee association, automatically, you also become spiritualized. Hari bol, Hari bol. So we have this Sadhu Sangha class every Thursday between 6:30 to 7:30. So please come. Next time, maybe Mataji or Prabhuji will deliver. I will also try to come once in a month or twice in a month. So thank you. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhaya eva cha patitanama pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namah.